Right, it's a lovely day, and I'm all shining chin to chin because it's a happy day, really. And happiness reminds me of the things I love to do. One of them in the past used to be to attend weddings. Yes, I used to love to attend weddings a whole lot. You know, when you go into the hall, there's a lot of happiness exuding from the couple. You know, everybody's shining, they're shapy girls and all of that. Fast forward to 2024. Do I still want to do the same? I'd rather sit on the fence. And I'll tell you why. I have seen a whole lot happening under the bridge of that thing called marriage. Names change, titles change. People move from honey, sugar, darling, honey pie, sweetie pie, to mama somebody, papa somebody, this girl, this woman, you know, this man, your papa, you know, all those things. They keep changing. I'm not saying that my wedding is anyway better than any other person's own. We're all in the same WhatsApp group, you know. We're all in this together. As Jennifer would say, I am not understanding what is going on. But all the same, we want to trash it out today. We want to find solution. What are those little things we can add in our marriages to spice it up, to light up the path for everyone? That is our first for today. My name is Elizabeth, but before I go started, I'll tell you, Didi, you have been missing for weeks. Where have you been?
I was in Lagos.
You were in Lagos? Yeah. I go get bread, Inko.
You did it for a second. You did it for
Didi, you're forming 419. I'm sure you brought a lot of knowledge.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm Jingle by Joyce. Oh, well, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Okay, I'm sure I woke you up really early today.
No, you did. But it was good. Sometimes it's good to wake up early.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that somebody is looking like a bride. I'm Maria.
Honestly.
Devon, I walked in today. I said, is it your wedding day?
It's not. Oh, you can see the colors now, blue.
Okay, the people are doing weddings in blue.
What do you
what can I say? But I'm a very traditional person. So my wedding gown was white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
this thing they say that if you wear white on your wedding day, it means that you're pure.
A virgin.
Well, we impure. A virgin.
yeah. Well, the that was the origin.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the origin. White is meant to signify peace, purity. Back then, virginity and such. So purity. I would say that, at least in Catholic tradition, if you are not pure on your wedding day, when are you going to be pure? Because you've done confession the previous day, you took Holy Communion and everything, so it is assumed that you're still coming with that spirit
of purity.
What
if I'm wearing white gown for my wedding and, you know?
Most of the time, that's
I'm
what
pregnant.
happens.
I mean, well, as I chopping before payment.
Well, I really don't want to start going too deep into that, but I love the fact that the Catholic Church will marry you pregnant. I know of at least one person that tried terminating a pregnancy before wedding and lost her life because she was coming from the kind of church that would shame you for being pregnant at that time. These things happen. The fact that you're not pregnant doesn't mean you are not doing something. So, at least the Catholic Church will take you like that. It's better to take you like that.
Come the way
absorb
you are.
your sin. We all sin anyway. So the fact that one person is wearing their sin openly doesn't make them any worse than you that is sinning in secret. You go to penance, you do everything, you do your confession, you take your penance, whatever, you come. They'll bless the marriage and everything, and that's good.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to know. But anyway, our topic, without meaning to derail, is still how to spice up that wedding, whether you married pregnant or non-pregnant. The basic thing is that we come in the union very, very happy. But at the end of the day, it's a different story after a while. And Nigeria seems to be topping the charts in that corner. I don't know why. We like big things. And any arena we go into, even in the divorce arena, I get amazed. Let's find out what is... You're laughing at me.
Divorce arena.
Divorce arena. Just watch this. Let's see this. Research by Divorce.com claims that Nigerians' divorce rate reached 2.9% in 2023 based on available data on marriage and divorce. This translates to 1.8% divorce per 1,000 persons in the same year. Nigeria now ranks 11 out of 26 countries where divorce cases are prevalent. Unfortunately, this seemingly new norm neither aligns with our culture nor our religious practices. How then did it creep in and seem to have overtaken us? Lots of research have revealed diverse reasons for this increase, from age of marriage to wrong interpretation of civilization, narcissist behavior, lack of self-development, wrong reasons for the bond, greed, and third-party influences. Even with a litany of reasons, do they excuse tolerance and compatibility in marriage? Much as we move in with patience and forbearance, there is still great need for couples to look into the mirror, spot areas of adjustment, and implement them for a sweet union. After all, marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. I like that bit. For me, it's a real big cliffhanger. Yeah. Marriage is for enjoyment and not for endurance.
It's not meant to be anyway, but the sad reality is. The sad reality is.
One girl was getting married. I asked her, why are you getting married? She said, please, I want freedom.
Yeah.
And then I was confused
so
because
you can see that
she said, I don't want to go to my father's house and go and sit down. I want to marry where I'll be in charge. You know, she wanted freedom and she felt marriage would give her freedom. But unfortunately, I actually think what she's saying is right and should be that way. But I don't know, have you noticed that a lot of us go with that, stars in our head, our husbands are king and lord, but suddenly everything is going. And I'm wondering, what are those things that cause this problem?
To be honest, I think the major reasons why marriages break down is one, conflict.
Conflict?
Yeah, conflict. Two is infidelity, one of the major causes.
That's a big one.
Infidelity, then lack of communication, and then finances. You see, this money matter, sometimes it does play a huge role. I think those are the major reasons relationships break down.
But I always hear this, so money can buy you love, can buy you happiness. So how did money get into it if you cannot buy that?
I don't know, to be honest.
Joy is looking at me.
Money is fair. You see, the thing here is that I always tell people, let's be real.
Real, okay.
So if the man cannot offer you food or a roof for you to be inside and other necessities, okay, even let me use Nigeria as an example now. Like I say, before I do, that was something we said some weeks ago. You have to sit down with the man
and discuss.
It's beautiful when you see people, but you see, the things we don't know is that when these people are outside, they play a game.
What do you mean by game?
The game of everything is okay, but when they get into the house, it's a wrestling match. So I keep telling people, stop looking at people.
Yeah.
The first thing you have to do is sit with the man. Most women go into marriage, the man is not working. The man does not know the next thing to do. The woman too is not doing anything. So that foundation already, it's already a bad one. And you see, everybody wants to get married, and the typical Nigerian thing, like in your promo, third party, everybody is getting married. Why are you not getting married? People push you to do stuff, forgetting that they are not going to be in that marriage with you. Society makes you think because you are not married at a certain time, you are going to hell. So by the time many people have those mindsets, what are people saying? Because I remember that an auntie told me, are you not tired of eating people's rice? People just open their mouths and just blab.
There's wedding party rice.
Yeah, she saw me.
When are you going to eat your own?
Yeah, when are you not tired of going from one wedding to the other? You know, Nigerians just sit down, the sensitivity to certain things. I have a system that you can't break me. But how many people can handle when they're talked down to? So most of the time, people now get into marriage because they want society to say they are misses. Because people say MS is a miserable sister.
Can I add something? Let me add something.
When we write MS.
Yes.
You see, about the
So
finances.
let's go back to Miss now.
Well,
Okay,
About the
we're missing
finances.
something, right?
yeah.
About the finances. I think, you see, well, that's why I don't understand today. People think money is the most important thing in a marriage. I don't really believe that. I met my husband when we were serving. So we
Youth
really...
service.
Yes. And we got married a few years later. So we really started with nothing, absolutely nothing. And I believe marriage is a partnership.
But you had an ambition. You also had an ambition.
Yeah.
There are some men that don't have ambition.
And then it's
They don't
okay.
have money.
And you know what?
They don't have
Sometimes it's
ambition.
okay then at that place, because people are in different places in their lives at that particular time. Something could have happened to the person and he has lost himself, or she has lost herself at that time.
How many years ago?
22 years ago.
Okay.
And the thing is, I believe if you believe marriage is a partnership, then you know that it's give and take. You come together and work it out. Simply because things are not going well at that time doesn't mean you cannot thrive. The idea behind marriage is when the one person falls, the other person lifts him up or lifts her up. So for me, I see today, women say they can't get married if he doesn't have money, if he doesn't have da-da-da-da. Not everybody has money. Not everybody will have money. There are some men that will never make money in their lives. And they will marry
I
someone.
don't think it's about money. I think it's about...
Coach Didi.
see,
Yeah.
Men will never make money.
Yeah, there are some men that are broke ass, and that's how they'll be.
No, but you see, the thing here is that I agree with what you're saying. For me, the thing here is that I agree with what you're saying. For me, the times have changed. There's some necessities. Please, you can't marry me and put me in your parents' house. Sorry.
No, that's why he cannot marry you. But there is somebody you can marry and put in.
But most of the time, are they happy? Why should you marry somebody and go and put the girl in your parents' house?
See, even the scripture said
wrong.
that a man shall leave his mother and his father and cling.
Yes, that's why he's not in their room now. He has his own room.
No, no, no,
He said,
no,
you don't follow.
It's a no.
You don't follow.
The marriage won't work.
See, it has been happening and it's happening. There are men who marry and keep their families. They start from there. But you have to be someone who can agree to that. Someone like you, who you get sense. You come and meet and say, come and stay in my parents' house. So, but there are women out there that can barely feed. There is a woman that the fact that you have even married her, she cannot eat 3 square meals in your own family house is a blessing for her. That's why they say cut your coat according to your size. Go and look for those kind of women.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's according to fabric now. But them eyes listening.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say, because I'm refreshingly amazed, or I don't know, the word to look for to say, like, I'm happy you came in with your perspective.
Yeah.
That you and your husband started with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But you see, I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I know it happens.
Yeah.
I know it happens. I wouldn't recommend it.
Why?
I wouldn't recommend it because the little I came to know about marriage the minute we got married was the middle name of marriage is bills.
Yeah.
Bills.
Bills.
And sometimes it starts with something as basic as food.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I feel that if you are not, as a man, if you are not in a position to so much as feed the woman you're bringing into the picture, maybe you want to wait a little bit. I'm not saying be rich. Everybody will not be rich.
Yeah.
True.
But there are certain things that I feel you should already have in place. Then you bring another person into it, because like you said, it's about helping each other.
Yeah.
And if you're both in a place of weakness, how is one person helping the other person? Not trying to, like, I don't want anybody who married like that to feel bad. So I'm trying to pick my words very carefully, but I feel as if it's not the ideal. the fact that it worked out, today you and your husband are both a roaring success and things like that, that's not everybody's story. There are people who start like that and stay like that.
Yeah.
And 5, 6, 7 years into it, they're bringing children into that same level of poverty. And there's a difference between, for me, somebody who has an education is not poor, the person is broke. There's a difference. Because if you already have especially formal education, you are driven, you are ambitious and other things, whatever poverty you're going through right now is a temporary thing.
And that's what I mean.
You will grow out of it.
You will grow.
But there are certain instances where even that basic foundation is not there.
What do you mean? Give an example.
For instance, maybe both are not educated.
Okay.
And I really feel that
they don't even have a skill.
No. Okay, that of course that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when two graduates meet and get married. Of course, they will start rough.
There will be hope.
They will.
So that's different.
Yeah.
Your situation is not when you guys married. Despite the fact that you were not solvent, you had prospects.
Absolutely.
And because you were driven, you grew into the success stories that both of you are today. There are some people that don't have that right now, and both are in that state, and both are married. Both have limited or no education. Both are not skilled, and they are married. And they're bringing children into that.
So do you mean people who are poor and uneducated will not marry?
No, they will marry.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that it's not the ideal. It's not something. It's not something that should be aspired to.
If you don't have a formal education, my take, go and learn a skill.
Wait, of course, which is a skill.
I mean, why would you bring children on earth?
Like a mechanic now. A mechanic can marry, isn't it?
Go back to the scripture. I come from a place where a man is said to be a provider. In fact, the Bible says that if a man cannot provide for his family, he's worse than an infidel. Do you understand?
Yeah. The woman is a helper.
The woman is just there to help you manage. In Igbo language, we say Oriako, Odoziako. There is nothing like Omako, and I explain what it means. Yeah. Omako is one who does the ako, which is wealth. Odoziako is the one that arranges it, which is a woman. Oriako is the one that chops the money. Do you understand? Yeah. That's the position of a woman. A woman is not supposed to go out there and be making all the money. In my own thinking,
ideally,
you're supposed to support with the little you have, and then parts of that little is your skills, your ability to run the home.
But life happens. Sorry, Joy. But life happens.
That's why many people
comes in. Yeah, that's why there are many people who get married and then maybe the husband gets ill or he loses his job. So what do? You say, okay, I'm not going to help.
What I tell women is generally when the man is swimming in wealth or money, whatever he gives you, eat 50%, save 50% for him. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if a home runs down, it's still the woman's problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when the man is in his high and dry, what does a woman do? Go back to what she has saved and use it to support the home
even
again.
If she hasn't saved, she should dust herself up and do something about it. That's it.
You see, we're even talking. Years ago, I think I had a friend who, I think the parents didn't want her to get married to a particular guy. Why? Because the parents felt that the man that was coming into the marriage was coming into the marriage because the lady had more money than him. I already knew there was that marriage was not going to work. Why? Foundation. Why will a girl give the guy money for the what do you call it?
Bride price.
The bride price.
You never married.
I already knew.
Not married.
You see,
married now.
I already knew.
You paid your own bride price.
Yeah, so she married herself.
But you
wait.
Yeah.
If there is nothing a man can do, you should be able to pay your bride price.
But you know the sad part here is that educated, enlightened, exposed, and you know the funny thing was that the other girls around her were super nice, you know, those kind of stuff, and the typical me, sorry, I said no, it's a no. And she said, why am I saying this? Okay, because the parents refused, she did the unthinkable. She hired
parents.
Look, the things people do to get married, it's unbelievable.
Wow.
She hired parents.
Wow.
That's not a valid marriage.
Well, honestly, I don't
know. To you, it's not valid.
Even in the face of the law.
But guess what? She got married in church.
With hired parents?
So she started the foundation of the marriage on a lie. that already nullifies it.
Let's not go there. You know how many marriages started on the lie?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That if tomorrow the person wakes up and says, when I was marrying, this person gave me the impression that those two people were her parents.
Yeah.
Now I've come to realize they are not her
you are
parents.
missing it. The guy was in on it.
No, it was with the guy now.
He's with the guy.
You are the ones that are missing it.
Yeah.
Things go sour in marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can wake up and
He
pretend
knew
that he
about
never
it,
knew.
but he would just decide.
No, but
You
the thing
understand?
here was that when she stopped giving him money, then the violence started, the beating started, the bullying started, and she decided that, you know what,
You don't do.
I'm off. And 80% of most marriages in Nigeria are based on those kind of stuff. So that's why sometimes when I see some certain marriage, and when they are outside, they do all the mushy
And then-
and all that.
yeah.
But when they come into the home, the real deal starts.
Okay, so let's not hype it all on money, because money is not all that actually spoils marriage. There are people who are rich, high and mighty, and they still get very unhappy in marriage. Not that they are divorced, but they are very unhappy.
Flatmates.
And you say what?
Flatmates.
Okay, they become flatmates.
And roommates.
The honey turns to monkey.
Yes.
You know?
And all that.
All right, so I'm wondering, what are those little things, you know, we do? Let me not talk about the men, especially the women. What are those things we do to take the joy away from our marriage?
Many parents, especially mothers, have not taken the time to train their girl child. I will use an example: taking care of home, cooking.
True, true.
Let's forget about having kids for now. COVID exposed a lot of marriages went sour during COVID. I cannot understand why you have a girl child and the girl child cannot even boil water. A girl child cannot boil yam. I don't know what's happening now, but back in the days, I used to think my mother was not my mother.
She made
That
you
you
work
had a help in the house does not make you sit in the bedroom.
at all.
You will stay in that same kitchen, because like I always say that it's when you watch certain things done, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
But I'm sick and tired of these children going on YouTube telling me they will put the ratio and all that. It doesn't work like that. I'm old school, and I feel that many parents are the ones that have caused this problem, looking at their children, knowing their children can't do stuff, and the next thing they're bringing their friends, this man's child, this one's child, they join in marriage, forgetting that you're not going to follow your daughter.
Yeah, they give them cocoa.
No,
They also buy them cook when they marry.
well,
they
but you
all
see, the
cooks.
thing here is that who is paying for the cook?
The parents.
But what of when the parents stop and the guy
The parents
refuses?
pay. At what time does a parent, stay away from the child?
Eventually, they will.
But have you seen that most of the time when you get married and you relocate, you know there's a problem?
Yeah.
So that's
At
why.
first, but somehow they find their feet. Look, I
But
think it's
my darling, the thing here is that when something is wrong, let us say it's wrong. Parents should
Yeah, it
try.
is wrong.
Parents, I even know some parents now that they are even teaching their male child
How to do
how
these
to
things.
cook. They never say, because I remembered one day my nephew said, "Oh, it's a girl thing." I said, "No, it's not a girl thing to cook."
a life skill.
Because the bottom line is the girl is going to cook and you're going to eat it. So the thing is that you learn how to cook as well.
Okay. Devon, what do you think? Other
Well,
things?
first of all, I still want to go back to the whole issue. I'm sorry, I'll just touch on this briefly before.
Okay.
It is true that the poor will marry. So like I said, the thing is, it's not the ideal. It's not the ideal, but poor people will marry. You should come into such a marriage knowing that it's going to be very hard.
Yeah.
So as long as you feel you have the will and the mettle and the skills to survive it, then that's fine. So that's putting that aside. So the issue now is what young ladies not being
just young
adequately
marriages,
prepared
what
for
women
marriage.
can do. What
Things-
women
Yeah,
things we
I
can
think
do.
I want to disagree with Joy. You said something about mothers not doing enough to prepare their daughters.
Yeah.
I think Nigerian daughters, they are the ones who are mostly on the receiving end of home training.
Yeah.
Whereas for the most part, boys are around to run wild, allowed to run wild, get crazy, do stupid things, because boys will be boys. They need to sow their wild oats and all these crazy things. Now, when it comes to the domestic environment, that's where I agree with you. I don't think your gender counts when it comes to learning life skills. It's not about whether you are going to get married or not. It's about you should be able to look after yourself regardless of who came to work that day or not.
Yes.
That your cook will fall ill.
True.
And these are the ones that have good mind though. The one that is committed and dedicated and wants to come to work will be bereaved and have to travel suddenly. Will get involved in an accident, God forbid. Will wake up one day with strong malaria that they cannot get out of bed.
Will even resign.
Will resign because they got a better offer elsewhere.
True.
You should be able, the fact that you are not cooking should be because I don't want to enter the kitchen today. Not because if I enter the kitchen, I won't know where to start.
Beautiful.
It's for you. It's not for any other person. So be you male or female, to the extent that you feed, you should be able to prepare 15 to 20 meals from scratch.
True.
And Indomie should not even count.
Indomie is not a meal.
Indomie is noodles.
It's a snack. Yes.
Noodles should not be inside. Bread and tea should not be inside. Proper food, you should be able to make at least 20 meals from scratch without batting an eyelid. Now, let me tell you, the thing is that you should be able to be self-dependent to a very large degree, especially when it comes to things that keep you alive. Food keeps you alive. Food is the first medicine. You should not outsource it so completely to somebody else that if that person doesn't come to work, it means you must go to a restaurant.
God forbid.
As long as you have raw food in the house, you should be able to make yourself a meal, be you male or female, and especially if you've hit the age of 10. You see, there was this Western thing that came in one time, and if you send your child abuse, do one kind of thing. Nowadays, I see content. You know, when little babies, God created those little beings wired from the jump to be ready to start doing stuff.
Yes.
When you are trying to sweep, your toddler will be trying to grab the broom from you.
True.
Allow them to do the rubbish they are going to do.
And
Nowadays,
direct them.
direct them. Nowadays, I see our Western friends carrying their 3-year-old baby, put the baby on a high chair that has, railings around it, and place the baby and get the baby to be touching things as they are cooking. There's this little girl now that I know can prepare very basic meals that don't require fire. I think she's about the age of 4. You cannot leave that baby in the house and you come back and say the baby didn't know what to eat. You understand? That is self-sufficiency. Go and watch videos of Chinese toddlers.
In the
4
school.
or 5 in school.
They are taught to
Those ones are even handling fire.
Yeah.
They are handling plastic knives. It is called self-sufficiency. So be you male or female, you should have that, you should be able to do that, which is the capacity to look after yourself, which you'll be able to extend to do for another person if another person comes into your mix.
All right, so it's
regardless of marriage.
Okay. Yeah. It's good to know all of that, and I particularly want to talk about the issue of third party. We've mentioned it. Parents should know whether it's the mother-in-law from the man's side or mother-in-law from the girl's side. When you're picking, don't marry, finish. And the battle of, or the mantle of leadership has been handed over, So for you to come into the home and start trying to become the detective, the director in another person's home, at that point, once your child starts a home, you are now an extended family, no longer a nuclear family.
True.
And for someone like me, I'm going to do a lot of shakara if they want me to come and visit, because it is not my home. And when I go, like I tell my daughters, I am going to cross my leg and sit like visitor. You will do work because it's your home. If we understand it that way, let the couples be. You know, when they make their mistakes, granted, you can speak to them, you can talk to them.
If they invite you in.
Advisory, if they invite you, actually. So the question of going to say, do you know who I is, or do you know who I am, in your daughter's house, it doesn't work for me.
But why are you saying daughter's house, when usually
it's the mother-in-law
the big culprits are the husband's mothers, because they have a sense of entitlement that can be scary, because they see you as the outsider. There are women who have not been able to accept their daughters-in-law over a very extended period of time. I know this unfortunate case where, as at the time I was aware of the situation, the lady's first daughter had already finished university. Jesus. Okay, so this girl who I'm saying had finished university, her grandmother, her father's mother, when she would come visiting from home, would come with her pots, her local clay pots. She would bring food and everything, and within the period that she's stationed in that house, she would insist on cooking all her meals, and those meals, her son must eat her food within.
Not the wife's food.
It's not like, okay, it's not this, oh sweet, mama wants to cook for the family kind of thing. She's cooking for herself and her son
only,
and her son must eat her food, and within that whole time she acts as if she's the first wife and the one that's producing the kids. You know, it's just one mistake. It's just a happenstance. And I was like, your mom is strong. Oh. How did she survive the marriage for 20-something years? Because as at the time we're having this conversation, we'd finished
our
university.
Mothers were different.
You know?
And to be honest, I beg to differ in this case. I've had women talk badly about mother-in-laws, and to be honest, for me, I don't know why I feel differently. It's because I feel, look, a woman raised her son. I think we should not belittle the role mothers have played in the lives of their sons.
No, but
I'm not saying you should
not extend to the point of interfering in marriage.
Listen. What is interference? Because she came to her son's house?
Why?
Because I don't imagine that a woman has given birth to a son. He has grown up. He has become a man, and then she cannot come to her son's house and relax.
But that's not what I said.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about so many women who talk about the mother-in-law as a villain.
That's wrong. Allow me to land on this story. If I come to your house, Coach, we're friends. If I come to your house and I bring my pots and pans and come and prepare my own meal,
you cannot do that.
You will take offense.
You cannot do that.
It's bad.
You are my friend. That is the mother of the owner of the house.
If my mother, if she were alive, came to my house with her pots and pans and this, and that's my mother, let me be woman inside the marriage.
It's rude.
And did that, I would be unhappy.
Yeah.
I would ask her why. Is it that she feels that I've lost the cooking skills she taught me when I was still with her? What does this mean?
It's true.
Why did this man allow his mother to do this for such a long time? That was the story of...
So what would you expect him to do? To stop his mother from doing it?
Yes.
He can.
Tell him, don't do it or don't come to my house?
No, you come to my house.
No, you don't have to do it
but
in that way.
But if she says no, she wouldn't do that. She wants to come with her stuff. He will tell his mother not to do that?
No.
Because his wife will be uncomfortable with it?
You have to set boundaries. No.
You have to set boundaries. I'm sorry.
I understand. I'm not belittling it. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay, if the mother-in-law, if the daughter-in-law, if I go to see that same woman, and then as I'm going to her house, I pack my own akaya, go there, set up my own kitchen. Wife? As the daughter of the daughter-in-law, I want to visit my mother with my pot.
With the lady like it.
It's not the same. You cannot compare yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Set boundaries. If you come to my house, the day you come to my house, come with your pot.
No, I cannot do that. But you cannot compare me and the mother of
it. Correct. For us, we're just friends.
We cannot belittle the role women have played in the lives of their children. I'm talking about a woman. See, I'm not saying it's right. Of course, I'm not trying to say it's right.
No, but you're saying if condone it. That's how it sounds.
I will condone it.
No, she condoned it. That's why it was a conversation at all.
She's not living permanently in that house. Yes. And this woman is the mother of this man. She made this man who he is before you even saw him and liked him. She wants to come with her pot. Let her come with the village with her pot. It's a period of time. She will go. And I'll move on with my life. See, I'm not just this particular case. I have had women complain. The husband has bought Hollandis for his mother. You are frowning.
That one is a different one.
I know, but I'm telling you that there are so much complaints about the mother-in-law, and it's unfair. This woman raised her son, for God's sake, and some of these women had it hard. They had to sell things. They had to hawk things to put this boy in school. If he didn't go to school, you will not see him and like him. And then finally, he has made something of himself. And then you want to be high and mighty in the house.
No,
that's not
well, the way you came into it makes it sound as if
you see
that's the
way thing about
Joy, let me just end this whole thing.
Okay.
The way you came into it made it sound as if I was saying that mothers-in-law should not be welcome in their sons-in-law.
Don't get it wrong. I've been hearing. I'm not talking about you in particular. Not you. I'm talking about generally. There has been so much talk.
No, there is a lot of that. There is a lot of that. But then, does it have merit? Sometimes.
Okay, you know, and that's why you see the thing.
Sometimes,
you know, all of us are different.
Yeah.
Our upbringings are different. Where we're from is different. Like she said, I always say that if I had a girl child and if I have a male child, I will not visit my male child because the woman supposedly owns the house. Growing up, I used to, there were discussions said that, oh, you know, when I'm getting married, I pray that my mother-in-law will be dead.
Yeah.
You too will be dead.
God forbid.
So you see, I always look at two sides of the coin.
Yeah.
We always keep saying mother-in-laws, mother-in-laws, mother-in-laws. And I have some friends who say, what is it? When somebody is married, the person should just know that she's married and this is their new family and the mothers. It doesn't work like that.
It shouldn't.
It's so easy for you to say it until it gets to your turn.
You'll find out.
You now find out that it's bad because there was a friend of mine whose mother-in-law had only the boy, and my friend now had just one child. I'd never seen a woman go after her daughter-in-law like that woman. Why is she having just one child? So sometimes I think it's just it's the person. I've seen mother-in-laws that are so fantastic. I will talk about my mom. I will say that my mom loves her in-laws, daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws more than the children she gave birth to. And why does she do that? She says, look, when you love them, when there's peace, it's less stress for her.
All right, so
I want to come in just quickly on what Joy said about ladies saying that they wish they would marry somebody whose parents are no longer alive. How would you feel if you hear a grown woman saying that she's hoping her son marries an orphan?
Yeah, they say it all the time.
You understand? So please, let's accept that when some daughters-in-law are complaining, there might be.
True. We're not saying it's different.
We agree.
And there are also very toxic wives.
Yes,
that the mothers-in-law will complain of. So there's validity on both sides. So if a woman is suggesting for any reason that her husband should not look after his mother, that is wickedness.
Let's quickly go to the streets and find out many more reasons why marriages are, you know, having this slide back and move forward and all of that. If you're ready, let's take on the Vox Pop and get to find out the people's views.
Misunderstanding can go through trivial issues. Trivial issues, for example, when a man press a toothpaste from the bottom, the wife may not like that way. And this can result into a serious argument that can lead to a breakdown of marriage.
The ability of the woman in the house to face a problem square on, rather they don't come out straight, they find one blame or the other to be creating problem. For instance, if a lady wants to drink water, she won't tell you that she wants to drink water. She will start bombarding you with issues of there's no water, the water is not rushing, there's no this one, there's no this one. It is all in the request of I want to drink water.
Once in a marriage, you have trust for your partner and don't listen to side talk, because so many women lie. You will see a woman that is feeding her husband, taking care of the family. You will come and discuss your matter with her. She will tell you, I can't take that in my marriage. Meanwhile, she's the one feeding the marriage. She's the one feeding the husband and the children. But she will be encouraging you, advising you not to do this, not to do that. Meanwhile, those are the things she's taking. And you now, because of lack of sense, or I don't know how to put it, you go home and start fighting your husband that you have to do this for me, you have to do that for me, and you be citing example as your friend as an example, and be telling your husband, look at my friend, her husband is taking care of them. Meanwhile, if you go to their house and live with them for 1 week, you will see that she's the one taking out all the responsibility.
Well, unresolved conflicts can bring breakup in marriage. A marriage can break up maybe because of conflicts that you are not able to resolve for a very long time. You keep bringing them back without solving them. This can really, really touch the beautiful marriage you have created from the first time. And when you look at domestic violence, if there is violence in marriage, that marriage cannot stand well.
Some of the wives don't know how to cook food. So they let the husband to go outside and he started taking the pursuit outside. Two, at the time, either the wife or the husband want to perform the social responsibility. The woman will say, I'm tired. It will also break marriage.
My fellow women, please listen to that advice. Don't fake headache when it's time to do your wife duty. You know, my mother-in-law told me, she's late now. You know, she said, if it's to cook, we can cook for my son. If it's to wash clothes, we can wash for him. We can do everything for him except that one. Please don't deny him that. Even if you're quarreling, please, you must not deny him.
I don't agree.
And then my auntie, she's also late, said, whatever happens between you and your husband, please ensure that the pillowcase, the mattress, is your judge and jury. Don't go to third party. And if you implement that, it really does work.
Well, I would say with regard to intimacy, yes, by all means do your part. It's very, very important. I believe in coming to equity with clean hands. Very, very important. Be able to acquit yourself. I did due diligence. What I was supposed to do, I did. But you see, the truth is, I don't believe that people who cheat ordinarily cheat because physical intimacy is necessarily lacking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think with women cheat too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because we're talking about it from the other perspective, I would say that the average man who cheats sometimes as a matter of ego,
Fun.
as a matter of status,
Yes.
as a matter of fun, because he knows he can get away with it and there's nothing you can do. Yes.
man's world.
In Nigeria particularly, because of our culture, a man stands on business and cheats to your face. And the worst you can do is you will walk out of that marriage empty-handed. Yeah. It's not even like in Oyibo country where they'll say he should give you this, this, and this because you have kids, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he will cheat on you with your sister. He will open your mouth and he will throw you out, and your parents will support him because after all, he didn't go anywhere. He stayed with your sister.
Family.
You understand?
Keep it in the family.
Our society is configured to help men to cheat. Our society, our culture forces even the man that doesn't want to cheat to cheat. Because when he doesn't cheat, he's viewed as weak.
Yes.
He is seen as less than a man for not cheating. Remember, we come from a culture that says a real man keeps multiple wives. We came from that, for those of us that come from Christian backgrounds, into monogamy. So how do you counter this with your Christian background? You keep a lot of women outside and you look after them, you know, and if possible, you know. So you need to show people that you are capable of looking after multiple women, even if only one is wearing the wedding band. So even the man that doesn't want to, in fact, the woman that is unlucky, if her husband is the type that knows how to cheat quietly, you know, doesn't bring it out and parade himself around, or let's even take it that he's one of those genuine ones that is not cheating. There are people who have attained the level of spiritual enlightenment and awareness that makes them stay away from such things, because it doesn't build
There's
you
no
up.
benefit.
It doesn't build you up spiritually, even physically. There's no gain to it. If he's that kind of man who has gotten to that place where he feels as if he doesn't have time for all these childish, stupid
The
games,
woman is accused.
the woman is accused of tying him up. She don't put her inside bottle. You understand? So it's a lose-lose situation for a woman.
I say we're
in
going to
a
say
marriage.
something.
You see, when it comes to this cheating thing, third party, because I have 80% of my friends are males, and sometimes I sit with them and they say, you know, to checkmate a woman, you should cheat.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Really?
that's
don't
what
understand
that's
this.
what they say. It's just like how some people say you have one wife. Okay, you know what? To checkmate this your wife, marry another one.
It doesn't even have to be that she's. If the wife is too happy,
Yes.
or she's too confident in herself,
That
it's seen as some kind of affront. The
That's
man is
it.
not doing enough to make her miserable.
So you
Really?
stop something.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's
You
what
have
see.
to
And you
put
know,
her in her
I see-
place.
And you know, sometimes it's funny that I see some women say, "What is good for the goose,
What's good for the gander?
is good for the gander." So what do? If your husband is cheating, they say it's the 21st century,
You cheat
so
back.
you cheat back.
Ah.
Oh
Two
yes,
wrongs- two wrongs
let's
can
see.
never make
That's
a
not.
right.
Let us say it the way it is. The level of cheating that married women are cheating now, it beats my imagination. They are the ones that even go after the men. Many women got entangled. Many men found what their wives were doing during COVID, because some of them decided to travel. Unfortunately, airspace went zap. That was when some of the married men found out that their wives were out of the country. Because normally, if
But how can you be married and your wife traveled out
no,
of the country and you don't know?
Guess what? Civil service. Your husband is in Lagos. You're here. So every weekend you go back home.
Wow.
Oh yes, it's happening. Let's not pretend. You know, we keep saying
No.
men are cheating. Men are cheating. Men are cheating. The level that married women are cheating, even the single girls.
No cheat rich.
No cheat rich.
I agree that married women
I don't
are
agree.
cheating.
Sweetheart, then do you know the funny? Let me tell you.
Yeah.
A guy told me that it's easier for him to date a married woman because there are no strings attached.
It's more
So
convenient for you.
Let's quickly touch
Society
base with,
has changed.
Social media.
Honestly,
Society has changed.
A lot,
Sorry.
I don't
a lot
think
is
it's
happening
as bad
here.
as you
This
think.
person
It is
says,
bad. It is
Because
bad.
you put a group of women
This
together and
person-
ask how many of you have, because to be
It's
honest, that's
bad.
how I
It's
use
bad.
it. Really?
It's very bad.
Let's read these messages, please.
Yeah.
Marriage is a school, and you will learn each day. Parents should correct their children and also be aware of their boundaries, regardless of the love and respect that is present in the family. Boundaries must be observed. This person says, I am Hadiza Ahmadu Lami. Special morning greetings to all the women in the house. Please, I want my childhood friend Umi to call me. Secondly, I have also listened to your programs, and honestly, you're amazing. And I pray someday you will invite me to join you in the studio. Definitely. Thank God Umi knows you. So we'll bring you here to come and speak your mind.
What's of the name?
What's the name of the person?
Hadiza Ahmadu Lami. That's her name. Okay, good morning. I appreciate the topic. I want to talk about the people that got married with nothing. It is not advisable because both parties may not have understanding and it may lead to marriage breakup. Mary from Ikotu. Okay, thank you very much, Mary. That's a good one. Good morning. Please, I'm following your discussion on marriage. You are all contributing to like canal people. Please do not quote things that are not contained together, and that is why many are missing it. Okay, we're in the world, so I guess that means they were worldly people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I continue to have divorce and plenty issues in marriages because when you marry your own sister, you are not going to treat her like your wife, but like your sister. Thank you.
That's not true.
That's
What
marrying
does
your
that mean?
sister is
No,
all
because no, you see, like most of the time, like northerners, you know they marry
Okay,
their cousins
some
and
marry
all that.
cousins,
But guess
okay.
what? It doesn't follow.
It doesn't follow now. It
All right,
doesn't-
I am a man here listening to you guys. I hope you guys talk wisely to build faith in families, not killing interest. Next time, please add a man too. All right, okay, thank you very much.
It's
But
a
our
women's
program
show,
is
though.
a women's show. If you watch any channel, men have taken over.
Yes.
So NTA decided to give women opportunity to speak and to be heard. So allow us to gossip our gossip. Mother-in-laws can visit their sons. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that they cannot. There are excellent mother-in-laws. If we all try to tolerate tough mother-in-laws, we save our marriages. This is from Hajara Shipkau Gora. Gusau. Okay, thank you very much. And I guess she says no matter how tough mother-in-laws are, you actually can tolerate and work with them. And I totally believe in this, because I, for one, I'm married and my mother-in-law didn't understand me. So at the early stage, we used to have a lot of issues.
But later,
and she didn't just understand where I was coming from, because I have always had that raz. So, and she had this attitude, but I also believe that we came from a different era.
Most of the time.
So while she's busy frowning face, I'll be busy laughing and making fun of her, and then for everything she dished out that was negative, I paid back with kindness. So it didn't take long. I completely bought her over. I believe that two wrongs don't make right.
Absolutely.
Very
So,
true.
and I know that when she had a major crisis in her life, when she was alive, the very first one, everybody paid her visits. I was one of the last to go because I wasn't that close. The minute I got in, she said, "Now you're here, I will stop crying."
Wow. That's nice.
So it tells you that if you are out to make it work, it can actually work. So women, please, we are the home builders.
No, I actually have a mother-in-law that we can sit, and she has such a sense of humor that she makes me laugh a lot, because usually it's not like she's not even trying to make me laugh. It's the way she expresses herself. And I start laughing and she'll be like, okay, what was it I said? What did I say? I say, well, it's not the what that you said, it's the how. It's the how that you said it. So she has that. I don't have the wicked mother-in-law setup going on. But that doesn't mean that I'm not aware that there are quite some toxic situations, and those deserve a mention as well.
I think mother-in-laws should stop trying to live in their kids' house.
That's the place I'm coming from, where it is help. But again, I'm still going to counter what Joy said. I do agree that there are more women cheating now than ever before.
There are more,
especially because
our time is
you are married.
Our time is
married. I'm single. So I know what's happening outside.
I'm saying that yes, I agree with you that more women.
Okay.
But I don't.
Let's not.
Women cheat as well. But I agree with you. They're not that many.
Call the tape.
They're not that many.
So anyway, what I was going to say is, society does not prop women up to cheat, but it does so for men.
Absolutely.
I agree.